Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special episode of Herschel Talkers. Coming off a terrible, disappointing loss to South Carolina, 2017 in double overtime. We'll get into that with Big Sean returning to the show. Also, we have our buddy Nate Dogg, AKA Patrick, joining us as we discuss the upcoming week of college football and see if we can get over the loss to South Carolina and what's next for Georgia. Please follow us on YouTube channel, Herschel Talkers. We're also on Twitter. Follow us there. Hit that like button. Help us out. We're also posted on 247, Facebook, and some other different platforms. So we got Big Sean and Nate Dogg on this week's podcast, and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Herschel Talkers. How are we doing today, Big Sean? And also, we got Nate Dogg. He's back as a returning guest.
Doing good. How you doing, Nate Dogg?
Wow. I don't know y'all going through it this week.
And Nate Dogg is referencing our shocking defeat to the South Carolina Game Chickens. Trey, how you feeling right now?
Saturday was the most pissed off I've been in a while, for sure.
Was it more pissed off than when you got fired again?
I'm numb to that, but this was the worst loss. What is it? They have the worst loss at home since the 1960s. Anytime you lose to the Boom Chickens, you basically save Will Muschamp's career. It's bad. We're going to get into that. But Georgia loses in double overtime, 20-17 at home. First time they've lost to a SEC East team in 15 attempts. They're 15-0 and haven't lost in Sanford Stadium since 2016. So, Sean, what's your thoughts on the game? And we can definitely dive deeper into it.
I mean, obviously, I didn't like the result. I don't think that there was any, justification to lose to South Carolina. When you have no injuries to starters, when your team's not suffering from any type of major illness or catastrophe, when your coach hasn't been hit by a bus, or, any other reason that would, make this even remotely plausible or likely. I mean, it's unacceptable. To me, it's the biggest, most disappointing. It trumps any loss times two that Mark Richt ever lost to. So anybody that wants to sit there and sing Barney Rubble's praises to the sky, and I've been on that bandwagon, but I'm also a straight shooter. This is 2 times as bad as any loss Mark Richt ever had. And the reason why is that Kirby Smart actually had all the talent. He had all the horses. He done everything right on the recruiting trail to avoid a loss like this, and it still happened.
All right, we'll jump right into it because we were actually texting about it. I completely disagree. Do you think Kirby Smart's on the hot seat after this terrible loss? Be honest.
I mean, I don't think he's necessarily on the hot seat, but, I think that the question is should he be on the hot seat? And I think the answer is if he doesn't make a change in offensive coordinator, yeah, he should be, because you'd have to be completely blind and lose all sense of reality to not see that Coley's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Fire James Coley.
There's a lot of people too that'll try to make this argument. Well, Coley's not the one that went out there and told Jake Fromm to throw or to make 4 turnovers. If you go back in our podcast, Trey, you can remember it because it was one of the first ones we did with Uncle Lou. I talked about then that Jake Fromm had concentration problems, or he looked bored, or there was some mental issue with him. Like last year, what we saw predominantly was that he kind of farted around in the first half of games, and then he turned on in the second half. Another perfect example is him completely, disappearing in the Sugar Bowl. And so to me, some of that's a coaching issue, right? And the thing is you had, who's probably a Heisman front runner right now, Justin Fields in the background, who you could have used to put some legit pressure or heat on him. And to me, this was another issue of just concentration. It wasn't all Coley's play calling per se. I mean, there was a lot of times when you go back and look at the plays, there were definitely people open in the middle, and there were calls that were designed to stretch the field. The issue is Jake Fromm didn't hit it. And so I don't necessarily think Coley's a problem from purely a play calling standpoint, but I think his ability to get Jake Fromm's head out of his ass is a coaching problem. Because the thing is you kind of had both of these guys here last year. And again, I know he wasn't the offensive coordinator, but he was certainly the quarterback coach. And when things started to go sideways with Justin Fields last year, you had the opportunity to try to make things right. And you did. I mean, this is the horse you chose to ride. I don't criticize Georgia for making it. I don't think that there's probably, 99 programs out there that wouldn't have made the same decision, including Clemson or Alabama. But the thing is if you're going to roll with this guy, you better damn sure make sure that he's ready to go game in, game out.
Yeah, looking at from 4 turnovers, he had 1 fumble from Trey Hill with the snap and 3 interceptions. Also, the catastrophic, probably the dagger pick 6 before halftime. And also ironic that I forgot the kid's name. The same defensive back had all 3 picks, that'll probably never happen in the rest of his career or in the NFL. So that was crazy too. And another stat reading into it, how did we lose to South Carolina and they didn't even get in the red zone once? I don't see that's possible.
Can I chime in for a second?
Yeah, go ahead, sure. Neutral fan here, great.
I saw some bits and pieces. They had their 3rd string quarterback in.
Yeah, the second string, Ryan Helinski, went down with a knee injury. I believe it was in the second quarter.
And the 3rd string quarterback had hamstring issues.
Yeah, he was a converted wide receiver earlier. That's what hurt even more.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, thanks for digging that in. Thanks for the reminder there. But I think they also bad for Georgia is basically you showed the blueprint how to beat us. Stack the box, do press coverage, get physical with our receivers, and make Fromm beat you. And
see, I don't necessarily agree with that either because I think that some of those plays were still there. Like on one of those picks, and I sent you the link on that, where it's where the guy basically he didn't return it for the pick, but he basically kind of dove and caught it, and was just down at wherever he caught the ball at. Yep. Swift was open in the middle, and it would have been a clear first down. So the thing is this whole idea that there's some kind of blueprint that's now been discovered. Teams are always going to put 8 in the box and try to stop us. The issue is you've got to be able to move the ball with pass. And the thing is, so that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's just squarely speaking a play calling issue. You know what I mean? I mean, the thing is the right call was, I think, there, and Fromm just completely fucked it up. And some of that's on Fromm, and some of it's also on Coley and Kirby for not getting this kid right. I mean, the thing is you had mentioned that, Kirby seemed pretty desperate beforehand for the game about, this team not getting up. Well, the thing is, whenever this team hasn't been up, it's always been the same unit that's never been up, and that's the offense. The defense is always, whether they've had, Texas is a perfect example, right? That defense showed up and played. They had their best defensive lineman out, you had your best pass rusher out, your best defensive back. None of them played, and the thing is that defense still played extremely well against the Texas defense, or Texas offense. It was one of the best in the country.
Ooh, my bad. Yeah, I will say that the defense did play really well, held them to 10 points. I know they
now, granted, it was against all backup quarterbacks too. One of which, I guess, for the most part of the second half was a third string quarterback. You're right.
Yeah. All right, so. And we were texting about this. I think this has been the issue on all the message boards, and I listened to a ton of videos. So is Kirby smart enough you can't really do anything this year because, it is what it is. You got what you have. You got to go with what made you the party. Is he smart enough to make some staff changes in the offseason and change the philosophy? And I know, Sean, tell us what your theory is on that to get him to do this. I know it'd be bad for Georgia fans, but, you got to do what it is for the program.
I mean, to me, what would need to happen is, I don't know Kirby well enough. I mean, the thing is his sample size as a coach is too small. I think if this were Nick Saban or if it were Urban Meyer, you know what or even like Ed Orgeron at LSU, you know what the answer is they would make the change. They wouldn't care about, whether the guy had just got on the job or not. Either he can call plays or he can't. With Kirby, the sample size is too small, so I think, he might make the decision on his own, right? He might come to that decision or that conclusion. I do think that, outside influence can certainly play a part in that as well. So to me, I think you probably need, to get that level of heat. You're probably looking at needing Justin Fields and Ohio State to win the national title and win it big. Because then at that point, you're going to have a lot of people saying, dude, you had that guy on campus. He was pissed off with the offense, left because it wasn't what he was promised to be, and now he's hoisting another national championship for Ohio State. Like, why is he not doing that here? I mean, to me, that's what needs to happen. This whole idea of, you talked about us maybe going 9-3 this year. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Kirby's got enough control over this team where I think they probably at least get to the SEC championship game winning out. And then, maybe they beat Bama, maybe not. I'm still not completely sold on Bama.
We ain't beating Alabama or LSU. I'm going to tell you that.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if we will or not, Trey. It's just...
I got a lot of questions. That broke my heart. That ruined the year. Broke my heart. I got other things going on in my life that ruined it, man. I was pissed off. I think I yelled at my mom. Had to call her back and apologize. The neighbor thought something was wrong next door with me.
I mean,
this is a 12 o'clock ESPN game with a 2-3 team. They're better than that. How many recruiting classes? You can't get them up.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not about him not being able to get the entire team up, because I think you had one unit that was up and was playing pretty well, right? And the thing is that one unit, by the way, you had a starting cornerback that was out. You had your best defensive lineman playing injured, and then you were out another good defensive lineman, I believe. So, the defense, as always, has come as advertised. It's that offense, and it's really Jake Fromm. The thing is just he's always, basically got his best football half of last year, not at all in the LSU game. I should say for most of last year. You didn't get it at all in LSU or Texas. And then he really showed up and I think played complete games from Florida on, right? Or I guess from Kentucky on.
What do you think our problem is this year? A lot of people are saying, of course, they can't get separated.
Same problem we had last year. It's Jake Fromm, and it's the play calling, and it's just whatever mental spacing he's got going on. And again, it's not just him. It's the offensive coordinator as well. And just, I hate to say it, I feel like there's two different standards on the team. It's almost like what people would say about Tony Dungy's teams when he was in Tampa. I think the defense is kind of held to one standard, and then the offense, it's just all right, well, let's just grind away and pound and whatever else, you know what I mean? And the thing is Kirby's hoping somebody else, on that offensive staff just can get through to Jake Fromm's head, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say that he's this loose cannon, crazy kid or whatever. He's a human being. He's a young man like everybody else. He's got stuff that's going on. But just there are times where he has lapses in either concentration, ability, performance, whatever else it is. And just for a guy that was, deemed to be the number one overall pick on Mel Kiper's early board, he's not showing that he really deserves that.
Yeah, and speaking of that, so looking forward, what will be the best case scenario? Let's say if we do kind of fall and stump our toe, get a new offensive coordinator, do we hope that Fromm struggles the rest of the year so he'll come back next year? Because I don't think Carson Beck's going to be the answer from what I've read. Got Stetson Bennett, who's a converted junior college short quarterback, no offense to him. And then unless we go to the transfer portal, we might be hurting next year at quarterback.
That's the most optimistic scenario, right? That just Jake Fromm comes back and you've got probably Mike Bobo, because I don't really see him surviving Colorado State another year.
Hey, you sent me that thing, man. Speaking of Bobo, I knew we were probably going to get into that. How about that buyout that was on 247 you sent me? He's got like $5 or $6 million buyout. It's a lot of money. Colorado State. He's 2-5 currently, and he was 3-9 last year.
I mean, but that was based on last year, right? So the thing is, I think that buyout's probably exponentially lower now. I mean, maybe it's still $1 million or $2 million, but here's the thing: how much money is winning a national championship going to get you? You know, like $90 million.
And another thing, a question: is he there health wise? He had like foot problems, had to list part of the year. I mean, I know he's got 5 kids, probably stressed the hell out. Would you want him back?
I mean, yeah. I mean, is he suddenly going to forget how to call plays?
I mean, does he call the type of offense to win it? We're going to do those screens out there, those bubble screens he likes to do. We're going to run with the fullback.
I mean, but here's the thing, though. Like, I still think you can run that style of offense and be effective if you know how to call it properly. I think Bobo did. Like, to me, I think
he put up great numbers. I'll agree.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is he did it with, you know, a relatively pedestrian offensive line, too.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine what those numbers are going to look like if he's actually got some, you know, blockers.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on for a catastrophic loss. Got a lot of questions to be answered. That was everybody saying that's your mulligan for the year. I still don't even know what the goals. I mean, we know what the goals are coming up, but what's realistic? So we got Kentucky coming into town. It's going to be a 6:00 game. Get to see the LED lights. I think it's like 25-point spread currently. What do you want to see this week, Sean? What are we looking at with Kentucky coming into town? I believe we're like another converted third-string quarterback wideout that runs around. Bowden.
I mean, obviously, you want to see Jake Fromm not throw 3 picks to the same cornerback, right? I mean, you want to see a better level of focus from him. I mean, but I think you're going to see that, too, because, I mean, look at how he bounced back after the LSU game, right?
I agree.
The thing is he was pretty much fully engaged, balls to the wall, through the SEC title game. And then when we didn't make the playoffs, you know, he just mentally checked out again.
He's balled out in those Bama games. I will give that. He's made some NFL throws, back shoulder throws in those games. How about looking forward though? Are you scared of the Florida game? Because I'm ready to give you and Todd 6 hours of shit, and I want you guys to get all over me on the way down there because I'm coming in doomsday dog.
No, I'm not scared of Florida.
You're not scared of Dan Mullet? They got a better coaching staff than we do. We've got a C grade coaching staff. We got the Jimmies in the we got the Jimmies in the Joes, but no X's and O's.
I mean, I don't really see anything that should make us be afraid of them, to be completely honest. I mean,
that D line and secondary, they got a good secondary matching up with our receivers.
Didn't they just get 42 hung on them by like?
Yeah, that was LSU probably top offense in the nation.
Hey, but what's your adage about good defenses, Trey? What do they do?
They travel well.
Did a good defense travel?
I mean, they gave up 42, but that was a hostile environment. It's close to the fourth.
Hey, I don't care if it's, you know, how long it's close. I mean, at the end of the day, you give up 42 points. Like, you're not a good defense.
How about Auburn? You scared of them?
No.
On the road, hostile environment.
No quarterback. It's the same shit, different year. No
I heard Derek Brown's already. I heard Derek Brown's got Jake Fromm's lunch money already. Got all his food, got his backpack and everything. He's ready for him.
He may.
Derek Brown's a grown ass man.
He is.
All right. We'll see, man. Y'all have to turn this boat around, man. I'm down. And I can't go on Dawg anymore. I'm banned off there.
They still haven't undone your ban?
Hey, I was going to ask you to do this as Charlotte Dawg. You know how you go in there and you can request to have people have admittance? I need for you to do that again.
Dude, I'm not doing
for
that.
Spamming.
Oh, here.
Dude, they really? That's what they said?
Yeah. Every time I go in, and I've requested twice to readmit it. Nothing.
Could you at least read the stuff on there?
Yeah. I'll still read it. I just can't say anything.
That's so awesome. I wish we had a feature in life about that.
Yeah, but
we could just basically have a Trey shut the fuck up button.
But as Charlotte Dawg, you need to go there and say, "Hey, I want Disney Dog readmitted, please." Some guy they just had another a thread where they're asking for one guy to be readmitted.
How about if I just put up a poll? Should Disney Talk be readmitted? Yes or no?
Yes, you should. Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Well, dude, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Enough people must have complained about it that like they got you banned.
I mean, we get some negative views on there, but some guys liked it.
I mean, dude, Trey, like you got some serious like enemies over on Doggram, which is impressive because it's like a free website.
They had a meltdown this past week. It wasn't great because I was pissed. All right, anyway, I don't want to neglect our buddy Nat Dogg over here. Nat Dogg, I want to bring him in. Big, huge. This is a little tangent. Carolina Panthers, 4-2, 4-0 since Cam Newton got injured. With Kyle Allen, been playing pretty good with that defense. Got a bye week. Supposedly Cam Newton's going to be cleared, hopefully. What do you do with Kyle Allen and Cam Newton going forward?
Since when was this a pro football podcast?
Because I know you're a big fan. Go ahead.
I mean, you're talking Georgia football, so I'm assuming a lot of your listeners are Falcons fans, so why would they want to listen to this?
Falcons suck. Hey, we have a negative DNA. I don't think God likes the Braves, the Falcons, or the Bulldogs, so let's not bring that up.
You got Atlanta United.
Yeah, they came in around, yeah. Somebody was talking about that. We have a bad sports DNA in the city of Atlanta and Georgia. Anyway, thoughts on the Panthers. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, after the bye week, they need to start Kyle Allen. They need to roll with a hot hand right now. And I think with this game coming up with San Francisco, they actually have a legit defense that they're probably one of the top 5 defenses in the league right now.
Yeah, pretty good.
It will answer a lot of questions about Kyle Allen because right now he's doing everything he's asked him to. He's doing the game manager role well. Most of the time he's been playing with a lead. So maybe in this game here, we'll be able to see his moxie, what he's made of, answer a lot more questions. Like, there may be a point in the game where they may be down and he needs to bring them back. And like I said, if so, you got to roll with a hot hand. But I only want Cam Newton back out there 100% healthy.
From what you read, how's he looking at that?
They say he's clear to practice this week. That could mean anything, but Rivera pretty much shut everything down, saying like, we promised him that you're only going to come back when you're 100% healthy. And I know like he's itching to come back, but we got to be careful about this.
All right, one more question on that. How about the usage of Christian McCaffrey? Are they going to run that kid in the ground? It's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much right now the offense is predicated on him. I think Tampa and Todd Bowles have done a very good job on pretty much limiting him other than that one touchdown catch that he had last weekend. But, I mean, that's a concern of a lot of Panther fans that he maybe ran into the ground. But we've been saying that every season since he came in the league, and it hasn't just happened yet. But hopefully other players will be able to step up. The wide receiver core starting to step up a little more. DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel.
How do you grade Gettleman or Hurney's GM as a GM since he's been back?
Since he's been back, I think this time around he's done a very good job. So last couple of weeks, we seen this guy left tackle Dennis Daly from South Carolina. He was mostly drafted as a guard, and they put him at left tackle. And Pro Football Focus have rated him as the highest left tackle for last week's game, and he hasn't allowed any sacks on that side just yet. So he might have been a diamond in the rough because they also traded up for another Ole Miss guy, Greg Little, to play left tackle, but he's been in concussion protocol. So the offensive line is starting to shore up. First couple of games, they're kind of but they're starting to shore themselves up now.
Okay. Well, how about Nat Dogg? This is Georgia related. Any questions for us as Georgia fans or SEC? Anything you got?
Yeah, man. It's just.
Or what have you been seeing so far?
I mean, the SEC East is yours to take, but I would be very disappointed if you guys don't beat Florida.
Yeah, we still got Auburn. The dark horse team that I'm actually scared of, Sean probably wouldn't be, is Missouri with Kelly Bryant. Got a real weak West schedule. They've dominated Florida the last couple of years. They could sneak in with a one loss.
Well, I mean, you guys should be on high alert that game, but yeah, on paper you should beat Missouri.
Yep.
Are they better than the team that they fielded last year with Kelly Bryant instead of Drew Lock?
Kelly Bryant's been respectful. Drew Rock's probably got the better arm, but they've got a sneaky good defense. But they did lose their best linebacker, who I heard's a freak. And they haven't really played anybody. They only beat Ole Miss last week by 11 at home. But
Because I know every year is different, but
yeah.
Like last year, I thought Missouri was one of those games that, that they could upset you guys, and you guys handled them pretty well.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you guys should handle them this year. If it's pretty much the same team or even a little bit better. Can't be Marsh better, but.
All right, we'll put you on the spot here, Nate Dogg. Give us your playoff or top four currently, top 4 or 5, which, in your opinion. Everybody's poll's different. We're out of that poll. We can't say us, but who, in your opinion, what you've seen or heard or read?
So, I'm sure what top 3 right now: Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, correct?
But is that who you would say, though?
Yeah, that's the one that's been jumping off the screen I've been watching.
Right, LSU,
that was a big win last week. Hey, you saw, hey, Sean, you saw our buddy Nigel was down there for that game.
No, was he?
He was down there for that game.
Baton Rouge?
Yeah, he went to Baton Rouge and saw it live.
Did he say it was crazy?
Said it was one of the best experiences he's ever had.
Hey, we're going to convert him SEC. That's better than those Nick games.
Did he just randomly went down there to watch the game?
What was that? Go ahead, what was that?
Did he just randomly go down there to watch the game?
Nah, him and his woman went to New Orleans for a weekend trip, and somehow they got to Baton Rouge and watched LSU football.
I bet you that was expensive. A ticket.
Oh, they can afford it.
Nice. All right, we'll go over a couple slated games this week. Not the greatest, but how about jumping in Friday? Oh, and hey, speaking of that, just because we do have, forget about this. I was thinking about you guys. We have 2 alumni. How about your Fighting Mountaineers this year, 5-0, and the rest of the season they have some very winnable games, and they do have a South Carolina team. What do you got? I know it's Sun Belt, but what do you guys? If your guys came up, 10-2, 11-1.
Well,
you guys did beat North Carolina. You guys are the best team in North Carolina currently.
Well, first thing.
Damn, dude.
Well, hang on. First thing, what's an alumni?
Alumnus.
Sorry, alumnus.
I mean, isn't it like Chinese? It's alumni.
Is it alumni?
That was alumnus.
So, I thought we got.
I think it's singular person. Alumni is.
Didn't you say you guys are alumni?
Somebody Google it.
I think I got it right. Don't ever question my.
They said alumni.
Okay, so you guys are alumni? Is that what it's called?
Whatever.
All right, but anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I know Nate Dogg never really been, kind of like, I'm not a big Georgia Southern who's 2-3, but you guys are doing good.
Well, thank you, Trey.
Well, what do you think about it? That's what I'm asking.
It makes me happy on the inside.
I bought the coach here because actually I heard really good things. What was the previous coach at Louisville? Louisville is rolling again.
Satterfield went to Louisville.
You got to admit, he's a good coach from what I heard. 4-2.
Clean up Petrino's mess.
There it is. All right, so going through that, I didn't think you guys beat Louise. You got UL Monroe, 3-3, you can beat them. South Alabama, 1-5, you can beat them. Georgia Southern, god awful again, 2-3. South Carolina at Willie B might be tough.
Just had to take a dig at Georgia Southern, huh?
Hey, honestly, like, what about if?
Yeah, Florida State could be tough. Beat South Carolina.
What is it? Appalachian has like the second.
No, beat Tennessee.
Was it second or third longest winning streak in the country right now?
Yeah. Got Texas State and Troy. I mean, these are some winnable games. I'd say maybe South Carolina at Willie B. It's going to be tough. You should go to that game. Look at all these local games around you, Nate Dogg. If you're a true alumni.
Yeah, I saw that they were playing in Columbia this year.
Yeah, you should go to that one. Be a cheap ticket, I bet, for that one.
Oh, how bad would you feel if we beat South Carolina at South Carolina?
Yeah, you could say your team's better than ours. Yeah, I can't say a damn thing. All right, anyway. Friday night could be a snoozer game. You got the fighting Justin Fields, Ohio State minus 28.5 at Northwestern, who is 1-4. Any chance of it's a Friday night? It's a high school game. Not motivated. It's a Friday night special in that one, or do they go in there and take care of business?
No, they need to be on high alert because it's Northwestern. Northwestern's always tough, even though they're 1-4. But
and actually, Northwestern is the closest that got anybody pushed Wisconsin, who's blowing up 24-15 earlier in the year. kind of that snoozy, run the ball, play some defense. Any thoughts there, Sean? Take care of business probably Friday night.
I mean, yeah, they're the most balanced team in college football. I mean, they got like top 5 defense, top 5 offense.
I've been hearing that Chase Young is a man-child coming out next year, maybe top 5 in the draft. Any chance? I wouldn't mind the Falcons getting him because the Falcons are god-awful right now. 1-5. Let's not go on there. I think they need to fire Dan Quinn. Anyway. All right, another one that's interesting. Hate to bring him up again. You got Florida. The Dan Mullen and the Gators heading on down to Willie B. 12 o'clock, coming off of going on the road. Florida -5. And Helinski is going to play. He got cleared, sprained knee, but he's playing Saturday. Any chance the Gators choke?
No.
You like them covering?
Yeah.
I think they'll hang around. I'm going to say 20.
I think it's going to be a hangover.
Which one? South Carolina hangover or Florida? See, they're saying Florida's coming off Auburn game. And as you say, the way Nick Saban says, it's hard to get 18 to 22-year-olds up. This is 3 straight kind of tough games. And you're looking ahead maybe at Georgia for that cocktail party. So, I like the Gators 27-14, but I like them hanging around. I like Gamecocks hanging around the first half.
Trey, you're all about some teams hanging around for a half.
Well, I used to say Georgia's going to lean on them like I was talking about last week. Like, we're like a boa constrictor and we lean on you and then we out, physicality as they call it. But damn, that Gamecock poked the hell out of that boa, man. So he's just rolling around on the ground. We're not a boa anymore. I don't know what we are. We're like a damn rat snake, and he just kind of just threw us off. That's a bad analogy. All right.
Hey, Trey, like you didn't grow up on a farm or anything, did you?
Yeah, I did. I was in like rural Georgia, man. Come on.
Oh my God.
All right. So, I'm gonna jump right in. I actually covered last week. It was 11.5, and I said take Ole Miss plus 11.5, and I covered by a half against Missouri.
Hey, what was the spread on the Georgia game?
Georgia game, which depends on which one you looked at. It started out at around 24.5, but it dropped down to 21.5, about 21, 3 touchdowns. Thanks for bringing that up. Ours is 25 this week. Kentucky. If those guys aren't motivated this week, he's lost control of the team. We got problems.
Then he should be on the hot seat, right?
No, not hot seat. I think you got to get maybe 2 years of 8-4 to hot seat, dude.
Hey, listen, if the teacher loses control of the classroom, Nate Dogg, what happens to him?
All right, in your idea, actually, we can talk about that coming up. I got a list. What requires? I know it's coach season by season. What requires a coach to be on the hot seat, in your opinion, Nate Dogg? Because Nate Dogg always likes it.
If the team quits on them.
What's defined as quitting?
Like you can tell, like when players kind of quit on their coach, like they just a lot of mental mistakes. You can just see the effort.
A lack of giving a shit.
Yeah, lack of leadership, lack of concentration.
A lack of giving a shit, I would say, Trey. Like
they're not giving it. It was one bad loss. Jeez, how many did Rick have? That fucker was around 15 years.
There was never Mark Rickett never had a loss this bad based on talent. He may have had a lack of talent at times. 2007,
35-21 loss to Knoxville, and we were the hottest team at the end that year. Terrible.
But like Tennessee was a pretty good team. We weren't like light years more talented than them, Trey. Like,
that 2014 that broke your heart, you locked yourself in the hotel room in Jacksonville when they ran for 265 yards with some average running backs against Jeremy Pruitt again. What
was the final score of that game?
It's like, we leave by like 12 or 10. But we still lost.
And those same kids ended up winning the East the next year, right?
Who's?
Florida?
Yeah, Muschamp got fired.
Well, the East the next 2 years, right, Trey?
Well, Muschamp got fired.
But most of those players had came back because it was a young team from what I remember. They won the East the next 2 years.
What does that do with him losing the game against South Carolina? You were number 3. We're blasting everybody. We beat a top 10 team this year.
I'm saying, Trey, like, this South Carolina team's not winning the East anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the worst loss in since the 60s, I guess, whatever it was.
Actually, 60s at home.
Yep. This is worse than any loss Mark Richt had. And there's just nothing you're going to be able to do to, argue away from it. It just is what it is. Honestly, his visor failed him that day.
Yeah, it is. I feel like we do have a Flintstone Barney Rubble offense. Slow and.
Honestly, maybe that's what you get from having a coach with no neck.
He was all SEC safety or whatever, man. All right, we're going to jump in one of Nate Dogg's personal favorites, and we can go over this. We're going to go over some coach hot seats. Who's heating up? I'm going to throw some names at you. All right, first one. Clay Helton at USC actually played a good Notre Dame team, really, really close, but lost, 30-27? And any rumors of who the predecessor would be?
How much you think they'll pony up for Urban Meyer?
Yep, I knew he was going to say that. Urban Meyer, Sean, what do you think? And how much you think he's worth? Is he $10 million a year? They got money at USC, man. That's like Hollywood money. Whew.
Here's what first of all, Urban Meyer, if he can get you the national title, which he probably can in the first 3 years, I'd say pay him $10 a year because it's worth a national title, right?
Yeah, what's Harbaugh getting right now? 7?
Here's the rumor I heard as well over the weekend.
Oh, here it is.
Was that apparently Hilton and UFC have already agreed to mutually part ways, and they've already reached out to Kirby.
What?
So Kirby's trying to he's trying to look bad, right? Make Georgia look bad so he can flip most of the class over to the UFC.
Dude, do you know how much of a buyout that would be for ours? Come on, man. He just redid his house.
Star Wars,
now.
George Lucas, fuck you money, right? They don't have Chick-fil-A and liquor money. They got CGI.
George
Lucas money.
Are you really trying to find other ways to run Kirby out now?
Man, you're not a loyal fan. You're not even a bandwagon fan. You're turning your back on the program. How dare
I'm not turning my back on the program. I'm just telling you
And another thing, I'm going to ask you, Sean, who would you get? Let's just say Georgia was struggling, 2 or 3, 8-4. Who would you even want to get next year? Who's out there? I'm gonna go with it. Who have they played?
I'm going to break the bank for Tom Herman.
He said Tom.
We couldn't get him from Texas. I would say
Tom got 2 losses this year. He can't even be at Oklahoma anymore. They always say
who would I get?
Yeah, exactly. I want you to think about that. Anyway, we're moving on.
I would get I'd get Urban Meyer. That's who I'd get.
Urban Meyer, we're going to get on probation. He's going to have health problems in 4 years. Actually, I will say this.
Trey, are we going to get a national title out of it, though?
Yes.
There we go.
If he guaranteed 3 years and you can get a heart attack after that, I would do it. All right, run it in the ground. And they're going to say,
Hey, Trey, here's
that's cool.
The real question, right? Here's the real question, Trey. Let's just say, we've got a time machine, so we can go in the future. And there's only one possibility Georgia wins the national title, right? And it happens sometime in the next 3 years. Actually, the next 10 years, right?
Oh,
the only window of time it's going to happen. But
in
order for it to happen, you got to have Jerry Sandusky as a coach.
Oh,
man.
Would you do it?
I'd have to say.
You're really thinking about this? You're really pondering this?
Nah, I couldn't do that. That's really bad.
You want to know what I say?
What's that?
Give me my ring.
We might have to cut this out of the podcast.
I'm sorry, it's a bad
he went there, but I will say this. The year after it happened, one of the greatest fantasy football names ever was in our league. You know what it was? Right when it happens every year, it was a little too soon. Sandusky Showers. All right. Sorry, guys. It went off the rails. All right, next. Coming up, Sean's personal favorite, Kevin Hart. 1-5, just got beat by UNLV. Derek Mason, do you think he's gone? And I always thought he'd be a good defensive coordinator somewhere. But what do you think about Derek Mason and who would go to Vanderbilt? I mean, he had a couple.
Somebody who's intelligent would go to Vanderbilt, and I don't know. Maybe he should. I mean, I think he's probably stretched thin between like the Hollywood movies and stand-up comedy specials and then coaching.
Yeah. What do you think? You always say you thought pretty good about Derek Mason. He's been in 2 bowl games, and he's a good defensive coordinator, right? You just probably lost it as a head coach. What do you think?
I don't know what thought pretty good means.
He's won 2 bowl games. Or he's been to 2 bowls.
That's what thought pretty good means?
That's pretty good for Vanderbilt now. Think about it.
Right. I mean, Franklin was better. I mean, Franklin had.
Yeah, he was. Franklin's the real deal. All right.
I don't know. I mean, he's tailor-made to be a defensive coordinator someplace.
Here's the thing: would you take him as a defense coordinator for Georgia?
Probably not.
All right.
Your defense isn't the problem, though.
Yeah, our defense is good. I like Lanning. Lanning's up and comer. Lanning. What do you think about Lanning so far, Sean? You like him? I like him.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, we haven't fucking played anybody yet.
We played Notre Dame, top 10 team. How dare you?
Are they really a top 10 team?
Yeah, they're winning all the games. I digress. All right, hey, moving on down the line. We were just talking about him. Mike Bobo, former Georgia offensive coordinator, started as a trampoline to the next SEC opening. Colorado State is 4-13 since 2018, and Bobo is 25-31 overall in 5 seasons. The Rams have one of the best group of Power 5 venues in the nation to keep it full. Attendance has hovered around 24,500 in the 41,000 seat Canvas Stadium. No, we got crickets on that? Did he go blank? Hey, Sean, are we there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Like,
that was great. We thought you lost you.
I'm sorry. I was actually talking. I think I put you on mute. Like, honestly, like, how long has he been there? How many seasons?
I think he's in his 5th season now.
I mean, why is it going to get better? Like, he needs to go. Like, he's had more than enough time. By the way, he took over a program that was a winner.
McElwain was good. He had 10 wins.
Yeah, like, they were winning. Like, when he was there. Swamp Donkey wasn't. I think Swamp Donkey was kind of underrated as a coach, to be completely honest.
Yeah, he was. Where's he at now? I think he's at, like, what, Central Michigan or somewhere now? Where's he at?
That's who we should have called to be our offensive coordinator.
Dude, he didn't do shit at Florida. Look at those Florida teams. Do you like him?
He doesn't have any talent, Trey.
What do you used to run when they were at Colorado State? Do you run spread?
Yeah, he's at Central Michigan.
What's their record this year?
They are 2-3.
Okay. Well, Central Michigan. Aren't they the Chippewas or something? I forget. All right. Anyway,
listen, but this isn't a conversation about like Swamp Donkey, though. All right. Like, let's get back to the task at hand. Yeah, there's really no reason you can just keeping Mike Bobo around after 5 years and you're as bad as you are.
Yeah.
So if he's gone, first thing smoking back to Athens or no?
Would you want him back in Athens? What we're asking, Sean.
What's the hubbub down there in Athens? Like,
there's a buyout.
Fans want him back, or?
I'd say it's pro Bobo right now because he spreads it out. He has less talent, and he's putting up over 40 a game with Murray and those kids. You take him, right, Sean? That's what we're saying.
I mean, I would consider it. Yeah, I mean, he'd be on my
welcome back with open arms.
Yeah, is he welcome back with open arms?
Would you get the U-Haul and drive down to?
Yeah, I'd take him. He's got damn 5 kids. He needs to pay him 1.5. Come on back home, buddy. He's got 5 kids.
You're not gonna pay him that much money, but like.
Well, that's what he's getting paid now, I think.
Well, but here's the thing, though. He's also like he's a very mediocre head coach, so his luster's like tarnished a bit.
I would want to have a health exam first.
I'd probably pay him $750 and he comes back.
Yeah. Well, I think we're giving Chaney $950.
Right, but the thing is like
Tennessee paid $1.5, so we went back home second time around. All right, and the next one. Speaking of that, talking about Volunteers, Jeremy Pruitt 2-4, coming off a decent win against Mississippi State. Is he only hot seat?
He just got there.
I know, but I don't know. What do you think? If you're a Volunteer fan, we talked to Tennessee Tony, good guy. What would you do if you were them, Sean? You got to give him a little bit, or what do you think? If you clean house, they're still paying Fulmer, they said. Wow. And Butch Jones.
Yeah. You
got like what, almost 20 years?
They're paying now. AD.
Oh, okay. I thought
What do you think if you're them, Tennessee?
Yeah, that
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him time. Like, the thing is he's, it seems like he's getting some better talent in, So, like, I told you, he's going to be like the sacrificial talent lamb, right? Like, he's the guy that'll help get the program stabilized, get some
bring another guy in.
And then, like, they'll bring some, like, kick-ass coach in there, like Kirby Smart.
Jeez, man. I'm on the Kirby train, but if he doesn't make a OC role, if we hang around with Coley next year or even 2 years, yeah, I'm with you, but not quite yet.
Nat Dogg, what about you?
All right, I'm gonna go with another who Sean was actually really high on this pick, and he was pretty good before then. And we've talked about it. He may have lost control. Justin Fuente at Virginia Tech. What happened there, and what's going on there?
I heard it's a bad case of herpes, but
that's your boy there. You were high on him. He was winning at Memphis.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, I think they've had a bunch of transfers and stuff. Right? I think his issue's recruiting.
Hey, let's just say this: Sandstorm's not so tough anymore.
You mean
Inner Sandman? I apologize. Sorry, Inner Sandman. It's not tough in you anymore. Any thoughts on that, Nate Dogg? You follow that? Just do you think he lost the program? I think they've been bad.
Yeah,
remember Duke blew him out that Friday bad, like 45-14. Duke.
Didn't he just have like another quarterback transfer?
Yeah. Well, what's the problem though? Do you think it's team or why they transfer him?
I mean, it's got to be something with him, and all these players keep transferring.
Hardy was a good dude at Memphis.
Dude, it's Memphis. You think those kids have a lot of options?
Walking in Memphis.
That's a good song. They actually they're 4-2 and play North Carolina this week. At least there's 4-2.
Oh, North Carolina's so bipolar.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. And another guy Sean was really high on, but he's bounced around a little bit. How about a little Charlie Strong? God awful this year at South Florida.
Wow, so wait, this is his first losing season down there, right?
Yeah.
And they're already talking about.
Well, it's been bad though. What are they in?
It's his first year, isn't it?
AAC, right?
No. What other ones?
Is it his first year?
Is it Conference USA maybe?
Oh, they're in the AAC.
Are they?
American Athletic.
Oh, I thought you meant ACC. I'm looking up.
Christ.
Well, what do you think about him as a recruiter though?
I mean, like, is it his first year?
American.
I think
Let's see. No, he's been there 3 or 4 years.
It's like his third year, right?
They're 3-3. It's not bad.
It's not bad. So why is he on the hot seat?
I don't know. He's on this list. They did beat.
Florida, though, right? You know how hard it is to fucking recruit there.
Georgia Tech did beat him, and Georgia Tech's god awful this year. And then Wisconsin beat him 49-0. I remember that game.
Well.
All right. Anyway, we'll put all right. We're gonna bring up the other one. Chip Kelly,
my boy.
Your boy. How about him? Do you give him? What's he been there? How many years is it now?
This is his second year, I think.
Last year was 3-9, I think. What do you think, Sean? Everybody figured out his offense?
What? What's their record?
They're 1-5 now. They actually got a Thursday night game tomorrow against Stanford. 1-5 is not good. They were 3-9 last year. Remember, second year is always most important in a coach's career. Didn't he acquire a decent team? Like they were like 7-5, 8-7. Who was before him?
I believe it was Jim Mora.
Jim Mora. They had some
they had some decent talent.
7-8 win teams, but 1-5 is not good, man. The only game they won was that crazy shootout against Washington State, 67-63. Oregon State beat them last week. They lost to Arizona. Oklahoma blasted them. San Diego State.
Dude, I don't know why he's not succeeding there. That's kind of surprising. It's almost like he literally forgot how to coach.
Yeah. I thought the big problem with him is
he's got to do it, though. Anyway, 1-5, Chip Kelly. I don't know, man. I say, after 3 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Probably that buyout, though. I heard he got paid pretty good. All right, here's the next one. How about Chad Morris at Arkansas?
Oh, my God. Really, Trey?
What? Hey, would you take? How about this? Would you take him as an OC? He was putting up some numbers at Clemson.
Obviously.
Would you though?
Yeah, you high. Of course, you take him as an offensive coordinator.
I mean, we're gonna come in with that spread. What are we gonna run?
Yeah.
What would you say Clemson's running? Are they running more of a spread than we are?
Compared to y'all, yeah.
Hey, they're like Jetsons, baby. We're sitting over here just trying to make it on the ground. On the ground.
Keep going to your state, taking your quarterbacks.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's another meltdown. Thinking about that. All right, if Justin Fields win this year, that's 3 Georgia guys that were in the state of Georgia, and we had the guy on the team. That's going to be a meltdown. Uncle Lou's going to break all his damn TVs again, too. He already went shopping one time this year.
I mean,
anyway,
we're going to find out if, like, Kirby's, like,
got some balls or not. Sack up. All right, I'm going to throw another. All right, we'll go on. Next one, Lovie Smith.
Hey, look, there's only so much he can do there.
Hey, somebody reminded me the other day. I didn't even know they were in the Big Ten anymore. Like, think about it. When you name all the teams, can you actually remember if you were going to check a list of Illinois'?
Yeah, I forget because they were like actually good in basketball, and
I was just talking about in general.
Yeah, in general, yeah, they're like a forgotten. Yeah. Nebraska, they've been in the Big Ten for like less than 10 years now. Yeah, they're spoken ahead of Illinois.
That's sad.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm going to know another one. I think the most smoky hot seat of all is go ahead, Nate Dogg, and say it.
Who is it?
How about him?
Kirby Smart.
No, that buyout is crazy.
All right, you know who it is, Sean. Or go ahead, Nate Dogg, tell him.
It's Kirby Smart.
No, go ahead. Damn.
No. My man Willie Taggart.
Think about it. They're bad, man. Blasted last week. And they got talent, too. They're actually saying, I know it's ACC, but they probably actually got the best Jimmys and Joes compared to Clemson of anybody. And they got blasted last week.
They don't have better Jimmys and Joes than Clemson, but yeah.
I didn't say that, but I'm talking about probably second best in the ACC. Like, name another team that has better Jimmy and Joes.
I mean, evidently NC State does.
You know, it's actually pretty good this year, and they got a bunch of points scored. And Wake's pretty good this year, 5-1. Got beat by Louisville.
That's who should be our next coach.
How about next OC?
He can bring the whole staff with him.
Man, Wake Forest guy? Come on. It's the smokiest hot seat of all. Because they were terrible. That was the first time since the 80s they didn't make a bowl. Think about that.
Well, who are they going to get there?
They get some, big time.
I know who.
Mike Bubba.
Nope. You're close, though. Nate Dogg, who do you think they can get?
Mark Rick. How about Mark Rick out of retirement?
He just bought with the church.
They can get a little guy by the name of Kirby Smart.
There he goes.
I want him on, Trey. I'm fucking sick of his ass.
Jeez, man.
Already.
You know how bad
this reminded me after the national championship game.
His bipolar's kicking in.
Yeah, the national championship game. Usually, like right now, like Sean's the more like pessimistic. I want him out. It's not going to get any better. Trey's all Disney dog. Guys flip, and Trey's like, "No, this was our best chance." Sean's like, "No, we'll be back. We'll be back."
Yeah. Sean was like, "Hey, we got no more recruiting classes. I'm telling you, Trey, just calm down. 29 days of the year."
Have I not been proven correct on that? Look at what Justin Fields is doing.
Yeah, but he's with the wrong team. How's that helping us?
Hey, like, honestly, I can't help the fact that we gave it to him first and goal on the 1-inch line, and like, he fucked it up.
It's because he's running that conventional offense, man.
Dude, what a snake oil salesman he is, though. If he convinced Justin Fields is dumb as rocks, or like,
I think he told him a whole bunch of. He told him something in the living room.
Hey, he saved his life. He could be at Florida State right now.
Actually, he probably remember the original one he was committed to would have been smart. Penn State would have been a good pick. Remember that was his original pick. That probably would have been smart. Penn State's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna give you my dog of the week. Even though I'm 2-5, I did cover last week, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you'd actually want to listen to this pick, but I'm going to throw it out there because it is dog of the week. All right. Clemson at Louisville. Clemson minus 24. I like them because they're at home, and this is a pretty good cut. Who is it again?
Scott Satterfield.
Satterfield been playing pretty good. Hung around with Notre Dame, so I'm actually, of course, liking them to hang around a little bit. Of course, not beat Clemson, but I like Louisville plus 24 because they're at home. And that is a 12 o'clock game on the road. I will forever, when I see a 12 o'clock game, have a question, and I will be stressed because there's no motivation. There's 12. You got to get
The question
kids early.
is what time is lunch?
It's what time's lunch and what time you get those kids up. So anyway, Trey's dog of the week, Louisville, plus 24.5. Go take that bookie's money.
Hey, Trey.
Or give it to him.
Hey, Trey, you want to know what the weakest segment of our show is?
What's that?
Trey's dog of the week. Can we fucking eliminate that?
I just like doing it because it's kind of funny now. Now, when I was winning, it was good. Trey's dog.
Dude, terrible. Hey, dog, you not agree? Like, it's the weakest part of the show.
This is at the end. No one stays at the end anyway. I think our average listening time on YouTube is like 13 minutes. So they never get that far.
Oh my god.
Hey, our subscribers and everything are up. I blame. I won't blame them. We're gonna get Nat Dogg.
Are you gonna blame Kirby Smart?
Yeah, we're blaming Kirby Smart this week. I will say this, man. He is earning his pay this week. I'll give him that.
No, he's not.
Well, he's getting $7 million.
About $4 million in the hole from last week.
Well, you should have it when they lose. They give you the money.
Honestly.
Man, it seems like you turn. Hey, Sean, you turned on him real quick.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, he's coaching football, right? It's not exactly like he's saving lives or doing anything complicated. And he gets paid $7 million a year.
How about those recruits that were getting?
Why does this guy get a fucking pass? Like, the dude that's bagging groceries at Walmart has a mentally more strenuous job than Kirby Smart's.
Oh, wow. That's a lot more pressure.
So that makes Kirby the highest paid state employee in the state of Georgia, right?
Probably so, yeah. Who were we just arguing that with? Oh, yeah, they were talking about Fedora last year as the highest paid. Remember Nate Dogg looking that up. They did let him go, though. What's Mac Brown getting? Mac Brown. We're winning.
I didn't look that up.
Anyway.
Hey, did Mac Brown coach at App State, Nate Dogg?
Yeah. He's been around.
Before he went to Carolina.
Where's he originally from? Is he a North Carolina guy?
No.
Or is he Texas?
From, like, Bumblefuck, Tennessee, right?
I don't
know. I feel like he's from West Virginia. All those coaches from West Virginia for some reason.
No, he's from like BFE, Tennessee. I know that.
That's where Saban's from. All right. Anything on the way out? Getting up on anything you want to add? Any questions?
Yeah,
for us,
you're right.
Nate
He's
Dogg?
from Tennessee.
Any questions for us, Nate Dogg? You're hot on the mic.
Guys, first of all, who's going to repair the hedges?
Yeah, I feel sorry for that grounds crew.
Muschamp
He's
has no respect. Alumnus too. He's going to rip the hedges like that. No respect for his home or his.
Yeah, what'd you think about that, Sean?
Mater.
That came up. They tore it up, and some people didn't like that. Or hey, it's a win. It's a win. What you gonna do?
Georgia Tech doesn't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, they can't now. But
I mean, honestly,
they're bad. They're real bad.
Fuck about like some hedges, right? I want a ring. I don't fucking care what I got to do to get the ring.
Yeah. We're getting to that point.
Then I'm going to tell you guys, next year's your year.
Why?
Tua's gone.
How about our quarterback at From's gone? We got a true freshman.
Lincoln Riley, he's going to pros.
All right.
He'll probably be Cowboys' next coach.
Hey, Saban's still there though. They got Saban's brother. They got Tua's brother supposed to be better than him on the bench. You know about him?
How many times you guys were telling me that at some point your recruiting class is going to overtake Saban? Saban's not recruiting the same anymore.
Yeah, speaking of that, Sean, let's go back to that after this epic loss. How about going back to Sean's big thing, recruiting, and where we're at now, and where are we headed?
I mean, like, it's not the fucking players, like, other than Fromm. Like, the thing is just you had, like, plenty of damn quarterbacks.
That Justin Fields thing really burned you, didn't it?
I mean, the South Carolina thing burned me. It's like inability to like recognize the obvious and adjust. Like,
do you think he's? I wouldn't call him brainwashed. Do you think he's wired from the Nick Saban of being there 9 years?
No, because Nick Saban fucking spread it out. Like, dude, he even spread it out when he was at LSU.
Well, where do you think he gets it? Because he's the head coach. He's supposed to be a smart guy. Why is he picking this? Hey, we're going to grind it out, run the ball. We're going to lean on you and break your will. Well, you're going to run into some teams.
It's easier on defenses if you run it that way. That's why.
It's easier what?
It's easier on your defense if you have an offense like that because it like shortens the game, right, Nate Dogg?
Right.
And he doesn't know jack shit about offensive football, to be completely honest with you. And like the thing is his Linus blanket's always going to be his defense.
Linus blanket.
Yeah. That's how it is with defense coaches. They
How about him compared to Rick? You remember how some years we'd struggle with offenses and then the defense would be problems and vice versa? But Rick was an OC guy.
Never struggle with offenses other than when we either had like true freshman quarterbacks or like a couple of those years when like we
Joe Cox.
We didn't really struggle on offense, Trey.
Dude, he threw a whole bunch of picks.
He threw a whole bunch of picks, but he also threw a whole lot of touchdown passes.
He's like 32 for 21 or something. We were still 8-5 that year. We beat a terrible Texas A&M team like the Smurffield or one of those. That was bad, man. That was painful years. Hell, if you had to redo it all over again, you wanted him gone in 2009 or 10. Be honest.
Yep.
There you go. 2012 broke him. 2017 might have broke Kirby Smart.
I don't think it broke him. I just think he got, that may have been just a really weak or off year. And
what are you talking about?
That just may have been like kind of a weak year for college football, to be completely honest.
He's going down that road. Weak year, strong year. You're going to take a year. Said a weak year. How dare you?
I mean, if you're asking how he got there.
Well, you said the East has been weak forever. Hell, the East was weak.
Apparently it was. And, apparently everybody got the memo but us last Saturday.
Oh.
That's the truth. Right?
All right, here's another Herschel Talker salty. I'm going to leave you with this. Kirby Smart, you get your shit together.
I'm going to leave you with an even